What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So Apple did their typical release schedule today and dropped iPadOS 27 Beta 3, and as expected, there is not a lot to see here aside from some minor tweaks to the OS on the back end and hopefully some more battery improvements, because that is something I've had issues with, and that is standby battery. But jumping right into it, if we go into settings, general, and about, you can see iPadOS 27 has a new build number now of 24A5380H. The H signifies that we are getting closer to the release. It's moving right up to the timeline as we expected. However, we obviously still have a long ways to go before this is released to the public, simply because we are obviously not expecting this till September. We'll talk about release schedule here in a minute, including for iOS 26.6 and iOS 27 also. But as you can see here, let's go over a couple of things that hopefully will clarify some questions you guys might have. If we go into general and look at iPad storage, as you can see here, you can see iPadOS is currently using 16.41 for Apple Intelligence. iPadOS is at 15.57, and then for a total size of 31.98 gigs, basically 32 gigs just for iPadOS. And system data is at 20.31 gigs. So combined between the two, you can see we have a substantial amount of usage and storage dedicated for just processing on iPadOS. System data is obviously always in flux. It's not always going to stick around at 20.31 gigs. It could change as simple as in a few minutes, days, hours away. Who knows, because it's all cached memory and optimizations being done. And speaking of optimizations, that is one thing you'll see here that we did actually talk about already for iOS, and that is right here. If I can get the camera to focus for you guys, it says optimizing search and Siri. You can use your iPad as you normally would, but indexing improves search starting with your most recent data and can take a while longer. Charging sessions help it go faster. This is something I had substantial issues with iOS 27 Beta 1, went away in iOS Beta 2, but now in iOS 27 Beta 3, it is back, and I'm hoping the bug is fixed and we are not again going to experience any issues with battery life draining substantially, because it would never finish indexing. It took over 2 weeks and I just got to 50% on iOS for this optimization and indexing. Now, having said that, I did have an issue with iOS and the new Siri on Beta 3. It was not giving us all of the options for the conversation changes and being able to change the cadence and speed of that. Hopefully that is resolved in there, but here we're not getting it. Even though this is an M4, you can see our responses and menus for Siri have not changed. What I will say is when I indicated and try to launch it in the other betas, it actually was not launching the new Siri. When you held the power button, I wasn't getting this icon. It's good to see it's back. You can see it's kind of reading around and running as it typically would. We'll do an actual test with this here in a minute, but it is just kind of errored out. You can see the imaging here is still not working too well. But I can tell you, from when you do pull down and you get that new UI, it is still just as smooth, if not smoother, than Beta 1, which is very cool to see. Now, let's go ahead and put Siri to the test really quick and see if this sped up any at all. When is the next U.S. men's soccer match for the World Cup?
United States takes on Belgium in the round of 16 of the FIFA World Cup at 8 p.m.
Who's the United States top scorer?
Valerian Balogun is the top scorer for the United States in the 2000.
Who's favored in that matchup?
The odds are even for this matchup between the United States and Belgium.
So as you can see, it's actually working pretty quickly. Obviously, as you know, we can scroll back through it. You can open up the Siri app. There was a little bit of a delay and hesitation there and a glitch. We'll have to put it through its regular paces and see if that's just a bug or if it's because it's indexing and everything is kind of slow right now. But if we just jump around into a couple apps, let's go to Clash. I'm sure this is going to need an update. And you can see it is struggling to open a little bit. We can resize it. It looks like that's working as you would expect. We'll go ahead and let this update. Let's go in the App Store, update this, close it really quick. Let's go into the Stocks app really quick. And everything does seem to be moving around pretty decently. I'm not seeing any drop frame rates yet, just that one hiccup that we talked about earlier seems to be the only issue. So that's interesting to see. Let's see if we can get back into Clash now. It's definitely hesitating quite a bit here, but again, I'm going to attribute that just to being updated. You can see the outlines not even pulling up properly necessarily just yet, so that's kind of interesting also. It did not resize fully. You can see on the perimeter here, there are definitely some bugs going on with this build, at least initially. You can see the overlap with the time and all of the options to close the app, resize it, and all of that. But it seems to be working okay otherwise, and I haven't seen any real battery drain. Well, you can see here, I can't resize this or close it without resizing it first, and it's not giving me any option to swipe it away. I do have to use that control up there. Somewhat interesting, so definitely not looking like the smoothest update just yet. Let's go into the iTunes store. Everything is opening up pretty quickly though, which is good to see. Let's go to games. Have a little splash screen for recently downloaded achievements and score updates. And now let's try to launch Clash again. You can see we actually got our recommendations bar back. It wasn't there a second ago. Yeah, it didn't hold in memory either. It made us relaunch the entire app. So this is definitely not it just yet. Still seems to be a lot of work needed. Let's close this back out. But yeah, as far as a release schedule goes and all that, today is obviously July 6th. So like we said, on the 13th next week, I am anticipating getting iOS 26.6 RC released. And then obviously also iPadOS, watchOS, and iOS 27 beta 4 coming on the 13th or 14th. I would be surprised if they keep dropping these double releases on the same day. At some point they'll probably pivot to an every other day. So one will come out Monday, one will come out Tuesday or later in the week or something like that. Possibly it doesn't happen, but it definitely still could. But aside from that, that's it for this one. Nothing crazy. It does seem somewhat smooth, but there definitely seems to still be some hiccups in here. I'll be putting it through the paces for the next 48 hours. I will probably include a comment on this since beta 3 has been weird on all my devices so far. If it's actually going to be worth downloading on my 48-hour video that will drop on Wednesday. I specifically keep that to iOS, but most likely I'll have to talk about watchOS and iPadOS for this week's update. Aside from that, guys, this is just me, one device. Let me know in the comments down below how iPadOS 27 has been for you for the entirety of the beta cycle so far. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.